What the fuck is up? It's the Kreyz chilling right here in this bitch JAD. I thought about that while going to the bathroom. Anyways, what's going on, y'all? This is Crazy McKormik up in this motherfucking bitch for Juggalo a day, bitch. And this week's topic, actually, I'm just gonna get right to the short and skinny of it. It's actually coming out from our boy Big Nick. And the topic of the week is actually who are our favorite non-Juggalo related YouTubers. And over the years, I have actually been privy to watch quite a few, but it's hard to narrow it down to just one. So I am going to just label quite a few of them. Some of the favorite ones that I really like are, let's see, for one, whoa, shit. Anyways, so you're gonna have to deal with a bad camera angle because this is the best one that I can get. Anyways, one of my favorites and first and foremost is The Amazing Atheist. I love watching his videos. I'm not too 100% keen on watching the Drunken Peasants podcast. I know that there are some juggalos out there that do, but I never really got around to looking for the Drunken Peasants podcast. But, you know, I'll give it a shot at some point. If I like it, then I will continue to watch it and I'll subscribe. Because that's what I fucking do. Anyways, continuing along, I also like watching Mr. Repsian. Whenever something pops up, he does very good at roasting. The same thing with The Amazing Atheist, as well as Undoomed. Undoomed is actually probably one of the best roasters I have seen in a while. Just based off of the way that he does it, and he has a very interesting looking avatar. I also watch Botchamania every once in a while, going into the wrestling shit, and I also like watching What Culture Wrestling. What Culture Wrestling always has a show following an episode of Raw or SmackDown or even the pay-per-views. So, yes, I am a loyal subject of King Ross. King Ross is actually my favorite. Originally, it was Adam Blampede from What Culture Wrestling, because he always did a lot of the top 10 or top 15, and it was always themed. But after a while, King Ross exclaiming, "John o'clock, motherfuckers," that has earned a fucking banana sticker in my book. So there is that. Those are a few of them right off the cuff. But a lot of the shit that I do like to watch is Juggalo related. Mostly it's Juggalo related, roast related. You know, a lot of the anti-SJW stuff. And I also like to watch. Now that I'm thinking about it, I do like to watch Channel Awesome. With the Nostalgia Critic. Nostalgia Critic is funnier than hell. As well as the Angry Video Game Nerd with Cinemassacre. Because those two characters are fun as hell. And speaking of the Angry Video Game Nerd and Cinemassacre, I'm looking forward. I am hoping to God that at some point the Angry Video Game Nerd video game, which came out on the Nintendo Wii U. I hope that the sequel, which is right now on Steam, makes its way to the Nintendo Wii U, if not the Nintendo Switch. Because I actually come to find out that not only is the Nostalgia Critic a main villain in the game, but also a character that was in the Angry Video Game movie, Death Moxus, is actually the end bad guy in the video game, and I want to kill Death Moxus, or however the fuck you pronounce it, because I loved the original Angry Video Game Nerd video game, and I want to play the sequel, but that's neither here nor there. This is about the non-Juggalo related YouTubers that I like to watch. So that's a pretty big handful of them. The Amazing Atheist, What Culture Wrestling, Undoomed, Mr. Repsian, Cinemassacre, and Channel Awesome. I've also been getting a little bit keen on watching the Black Nerd. Watching Black Nerd is also fun because he also it's a complete opposite of the stereotype that I really enjoy. And I think that's why I enjoy it. Not to mention he does have a lot of points of nostalgic things that I enjoyed when I was a kid. He geeks out over Transformers. He geeks out over fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and a lot of the comic book movies, as well as Ghostbusters. Which, now that I think of it, there is another one to add to that mix. I have recently been getting into watching Mundane Matt. Ever since he started talking about the Ghostbusters movie, the fucking remake that was horrible as shit, I started watching him as well. And I continue to watch him. Now he's not talking about Ghostbusters anymore, but he also tends to go on along other topics. He also covered tracks about the protests that were going on once Donald Trump was announced that he was going to be the next president, and all of those protests came about. There was actually one in his hometown, and he ended up going to it to cover it, which was entertaining to watch. And recently, because of all of the news involving Insane Clown Posse and the march and everything, he actually covered the march, which he said he's not a juggalo, but he does follow the juggalo culture because he finds it interesting. He doesn't listen to the music all that much. I think he kind of was like a Malenko fan, and that's about it. But nevertheless, I thought that was fresh as hell that he covered it. So yeah, that's my handful of people. I know that there's a lot more that I go out and I watch, but I'm kind of preoccupied at the moment, so I can't really think 100% of everybody that I watch at this moment. So that's about all I have right now for you. Tune in tomorrow. You'll see Mr. Makan, followed by everybody else. Don't forget to like this video if you find it interesting or appealing. Subscribe to it if you want to see the rest of us and be notified of it, as well as tuning into our weekly Sunday live show. Every Sunday noon at, noon on Sundays, usually, unless somehow somebody's fucking modem tends to fuck up. Nevertheless, also, we are currently in the midst of doing a contest right now, so those of you with Photoshop skills, get to it, Lars. What it's going to be is that we're looking for a new logo and a banner, and the deadline is going to be at the end of the DCG Con, which I believe is the last day is April 23rd. So you have until then to come up with an idea for a logo for a banner for Juggalo a Day and submit it to us in our Facebook page, which should be linked below. And what it is the compensation for the winners is basically going to be a free copy of Juggalos Against Sanity. If there's one person who ends up winning both the logo and the banner, then they win a free copy of Juggalos Against Sanity, as well as another game of their choice, be it Shangri-La, Into the Echo Side, or Morton's List. So that's all I've got for you. Like, share, subscribe to this video, to every video on Juggalo a Day, everybody's video from the other people on Juggalo a Day, not just myself. So, like I said, tune in tomorrow. You'll see Mr. Makan, and tune in on Sunday for our live show at noon EST. All right, I'm out this motherfucking bitch. Deuces.